Our next guest on Toolin Around comes to us from the great state of Maryland. Her combined love of thrift stores, power tools, and DIY has led to a house full of makeovers and a following full of adoring fans. It's time to meet the face of thrift diving, Serena Appiah. Serena, thank you so much for being here.
Sure, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Where did you start with DIY? How did you start it?
Well, we bought a house several years ago and we had no money left to decorate the house or to do any of the DIY projects in the house. So it was totally out of necessity. I had to learn.
So you basically found purpose for yourself in a new job by buying this house.
Yes. And you know, I've always loved thrift stores, and so I started going to thrift stores, finding old dressers, learning how to use power tools, and decided that I was going to take my home and take my house and turn it into a beautiful home for my family.
Well, and now you're like this DIY master. You know, you've done it all, and you teach people, and you're inspirational. Yep. How do you balance that with home life?
It's tough, I'll admit to you. You know, because I'm so passionate about what I do, I literally could do this all day, David, seriously. You know, but I try to have a time that I stop, you know, 6:30, 7 o'clock, it's time to eat, time to focus on the kids, read some stories, and then, you know, I focus on one thing at a time and I give it my all. If I'm working, I'm working. If I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids.
So let me ask you a question. Upcycling is this huge trend. Everybody says these words, upcycling and this. What is upcycling?
Upcycling is basically taking something that had one purpose and totally transforming it into something else with another purpose. And having fun while you do it.
So yes. Fun is part of the whole process.
Fun is part of it, yes. You gotta have fun.
Do you get frustrated as well?
Oh, of course, of course. You know, when you want to do a project and you have this vision in your mind of what you want it to look like and it doesn't turn out, that is, sometimes it can, you know, it can take, you know, your confidence can take a hit, but you got to keep going. I mean, that's part of the fun and excitement of upcycling is you got to try new things.
So I know you get a lot of chance to work with Radio B Nation.
Yes.
And let's talk about all this green in
yes.
the room.
A lot of green.
What's your favorite tool and why?
I love the miter saw. You know, I really love all of them, but I think, you know, it's the big daddy of power tools. You know, once you know how to use a miter saw and you feel comfortable, you can use any tool and create any vision that you have in your mind, you can create it. And I like the fresh, clean cuts too.
So you have thriftdiving.com.
Yes.
We have some of your favorite makeovers. I'm going to show you some photos and let's talk about them for a second.
Ooh.
So here's a bathroom.
Yes, this is my kid's bathroom makeover that I did a couple years ago. And the compass on the wall was actually a clock. It was an old clock I bought for like $5 at the thrift store. And I used a jigsaw and cut out some wood, and then I drew a compass, you know, the shape of a compass, and now it's like front and center in the bathroom when you walk in.
And it's very nautical. It's a beautiful scene. Can we get the next photo up? Yes. So let's talk to me a little bit about this.
Oh, this is a $15 thrift store desk makeover.
And it was beautiful. It looks like it's like the 1930s, 1940s
Oh, it's
piece.
beautiful. Yeah, so I used a sander to sand and strip the top and just refinished the top and added some chalk paint and then took some paintbrushes and just freehanded with gold leaf.
And you're using ordinary house paint?
No, usually it's like a chalky type paint. No sanding, no priming, right out of the can, boom, your project's done.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep.
What picture do we have next? Oh, this is beautiful.
This is one of my favorite projects. This was a little table that my grandfather had given to me, right? And I took my wet saw and cut some tile for the top and was inspired by a bathroom at one of my favorite restaurants. And I hand doodled the design onto the tiles.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
See, that's really creative. So you come up with all these innovative and creative ideas and ways to embellish things on a dime, which is wonderful. What's our next? Oh, wow, that's incredible.
Oh, okay, this is another favorite project of mine. This is a knife block that I got. So at the thrift store, a lot of times you see things and they're grouped together and you get this moment of inspiration. So I decided that I was going to turn this into a DIY caddy for my kids. And I just used a drill and drilled some holes. And you know, you don't want to have it showing some of the old knife block, you know, the knife block insert. So you just take some tape, cover it up with something colorful, use a drill and add some 2-hole straps, and you've got like a little caddy for your kids.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
So I've got some objects over here that I'm going to bring out to you,
Ooh,
and you're going to tell me what you would do with these. Wow. Okay, just so everybody can see that happy little face. There you go.
Oh, you know what? I would stash some goodies in there, David. I would stash some goodies and I would hide it away because it's so ugly that nobody would touch it. That's what I would do.
So it's a perfect place to keep all your valuables when robbers come. Okay, our next is a beautiful clock.
Okay, whose house
Show
did you steal that
you,
from?
and I'm going to show our viewers so they can see it. So what would you do with this?
Oh my gosh, I would put it in a closet and I would never look at it again.
Perfect.
I don't even know if this.
We love that. I mean, I don't know what you can do with that. I mean, maybe put it on top of something.
If you notice, I don't think you could even change the battery. Like, there's no. How do you change the battery?
I don't know. Thank God we don't have to. Okay, next I have something from long, long ago. This is something that nobody probably knows about anymore.
Oh, not the mixtape. Not the mixtape. Oh, David. Okay.
But there is use for this, right?
There's use for this. There's use for this.
So what could you actually do with this?
All right, you could. You know what? This would be a history lesson for your children.
Okay.
If you're talking about the history of music, you got to pull out your old mixed CDs.
Got it.
Your mixtape. Remember when you used to record it? Remember trying to record songs off of the radio?
Oh, and you'd have to start it right at the right time.
No. Yes. Oh, that.
And give your 4-second lead in.
I love it.
And the next and final, we have this beautiful basket.
Oh, well, you know what? If you want to dress up as Little Red Riding Hood for Halloween.
Bang! Ladies and gentlemen,
Booyakasha.
Serena, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And thank you all for joining us. If you want to see more of Serena, go over to thriftdiving.com. We're here next time at Toolin Around, a constructive conversation.